Hey guys, and welcome back to Spacebound. Did you know that over 300 hours of videos are uploaded to YouTube every single minute? Yeah, well, when you got that much content to deal with, some scary and unexplainable videos just might pop up. Let's jump right into this one. Up first, you guys, we have a very strange video by the name of Blank Room Soup. In this one, a man in a blank room could be seen quickly eating copious amounts of soup from a ridiculously sized wooden spoon. That just might be the weirdest part of some YouTube videos, but this one decides to take it a step further. Honestly, you probably wouldn't even notice the man eating soup. Instead, your eyes might be immediately focused on the thing entering the room. The person is wearing an incredibly unsettling all-black costume with white only in the hands and face. The humanoid strolls over and begins petting the head of the man eating soup, only for him to break down in tears. Another one of these costume people eventually makes his way in and does this same petting. This video would be scary and unsettling enough if it didn't come with a backstory. The video first made its rounds on the deep web, but was leaked onto YouTube in hopes that people could identify the man eating soup, with many believing this to be some kind of weird, disturbing kind of kidnapping, of course. Number 9, 11BX1371. In this next clip, we just might have the new Cicada 3301 on our hands. This video shows a man dressed up in an outfit of a plague doctor inside of an abandoned, broken down building. As creepy, distorted techno music plays throughout, the masked figure shows off different poses and hand signals, holding up different numbers, and even pointing little flashes of text appears on the screen. Maybe it's real and decoding it will reveal even further mystery. Maybe it's just some kids messing around online, or maybe that SCP was real the whole time and trying to contact humanity. I'm gonna go with one of the first two. Up next, you guys, we actually have an entire audio clip that came directly from the ocean. That's right, this unexplainable noise actually came from down below our feet, which is pretty ironic since it sort of sounds like the gates of hell opening up. Recorded back in 1991 by the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, scientists and researchers still to this day are unable to explain this sound that's been labeled the upsweep. Whatever it is, it's not getting me very excited for time on the beach this summer, or at all in that case. Number 7, sitting and smiling. Why stop at just one unexplainable video? Why not create an entire series out of it? A man on YouTube by the name of Benjamin Bennett makes his living by sitting and smiling. That's it, the entire video. For hours at a time, Benjamin sits there in his living room, staring down the camera, just smiling. It might be the creepiest thing on this list, to be honest. In fact, his energy is so unsettling that during one of his videos, he actually has an intruder open up his door and ask if anyone was home.
Hello?
Benjamin was so committed to the video that he just stayed there, sat and smiling. Can't blame an intruder for dipping out on that one. Would you walk into a house with a man just sitting and smiling for hours on end? Number 6, Max Headroom. Up next, you guys, we have the Max Headroom incident. Back in 1987, a pair of Chicago television stations were hijacked and both the audio and video were taken over. In place of the regularly scheduled news, the people of Illinois were treated to 28 seconds of a man dressed up as Max Headroom, an AI from a TV show of the same name, with the corrugated metal backing twisting around in multiple directions with a distinct buzzing sound. A couple hours later, the same thing happened in that night's Doctor Who rerun, had 90 seconds cut out of it and replaced with more Max Headroom. During his 2 minutes on air, the masked man called out Chuck Swirsky, one of the sportscasters he was interrupting for the first time, tossed around the word liberal a bit, and did his fair share of dancing. To this day, the culprits still haven't been identified, and it remains one of the most bizarre broadcasts to ever hit live TV. Number 5, mysterious white figure. And here we have a video featuring a very mysterious looking figure, covered in all white with black hair and what looks to be some sort of walking stick. The bulk of the video is the figure slowly making its way over to the men inside the car, who continuously back away with shouts of terror. It is a pretty strange video, and while it may be pretty damn creepy, you gotta ask the question, if they were so terrified, why not just run the thing over? You are, you know, in a car after all, and it can be used as a weapon. Number 4. UFO. If there was ever a place on Earth to hopefully find aliens, it just might be in San Diego. Being home to one of the most iconic UFO sighting images of all time, late 2019 gave us yet another look at the potential extraterrestrials in California. The Department of Defense recently released this video of a fighter jet pilot flying around and talking to other pilots in a squadron about an unidentifiable object. It certainly has the shape of a UFO, so maybe. Considering this video was recorded in 2004 and only just released 15 years later, who knows what kind of other secrets this country is hiding.
Dude, there's a fucking drone, bro. There's a whole fleet of them. Look on the ASA. My gosh. They're all going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots from the west. Look at that thing, dude. That's not our LNS though, is it? It's not. That is an LNS, dude. Well, if there's like another thing, it's rotating.
Number 3. Unidentified howls. Next up, we have a video recorded by a hunter from Canada. In this clip, we don't actually get to see that much besides a pretty Canadian forest, but it's the audio that we really want to focus on here. The woods can be host to all sorts of different creatures, and each one has their own distinct howl or growl in their own respects. This noise, however, sounds straight from a video game. Whatever is making this noise honestly sounds like a next boss looming off in the distance, but it's actually coming from a real-life forest. Some have speculated that it's the sound of a bear dying, but without actually seeing the bear itself, who knows really what's living inside of those Canadian forests these days. Number 2. I feel fantastic. Old school YouTube fans will surely remember this one, no matter how unfortunate it is for them. I feel fantastic might have been the first massive YouTube creepypasta of sorts, except there was no story or context to the imagery whatsoever. Quite the opposite. In its now 11 years of existence, I feel fantastic has still no explanation or context given to counteract its creepiness at all. All we know is what we see, and what we see is a creepy mannequin looking robot singing a very repetitive song revolving around feeling fantastic. With almost no information about this robot or the video itself, naturally the internet has been speculating it for the last decade plus. The robot wears 2 different sharp contrasting outfits in the video and features one bizarre cut where the camera just zooms in somewhere in the background, leading theorists to believe the video maker killed 2 people, buried them in that spot, and put the outfits his victims wore on the robot for the video. While this is extremely unlikely, we have no actual info to go off of, so for all we know, it's true. And finally, number 1, Elisa Lam's final moments. The final moments of Elisa Lam's life top this video for a very good reason. They are easily the strangest thing you'll ever see on this list. While the unidentified howls and creepy sex robot are unsettling, watching the bizarre actions of Elisa unfold are downright bone-chilling, because we know exactly how the story ends. The video begins in an elevator where Elisa enters normally and presses her required buttons before suddenly checking out the door. In this entire video, that elevator door never closes, so it might be fair to assume she was just checking for maintenance. But then she starts backing towards the button side of the wall as if she were trying to hide from anyone in the hallway. This continues for a bit before she tiptoes her way over to the door and slowly makes her way into the hallway. She ends up going in and out of the elevator a few times and making some truly terrifying hand gestures before finally leaving. The odd encounter turns devastating the next day, as guests at the hotel the clips take place in had been complaining about the smell and taste of the water. When the staff went went to investigate the water tanks, ELISA's body was found inside one of the multiple 1,000-gallon tanks of water, completely lifeless.
Several weeks after she was last seen, Los Angeles fire crews pulled Lamb's body from the hotel's water tank on the roof.
And that concludes 10 scariest unexplained YouTube videos. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to leave a like, comment down below what your favorite part was, or if you have any other stories you'd like to let us know about, we'd love to read them. And of course, subscribe with notifications on to never miss future uploads similar to this one or any others in the future. But besides that, have a great day.